Welcome to the first installment of our speedrun series. Now, I am Cole. I am currently around 2,000 on all time controls on chess.com, and I will be using this speedrun series to get this speedrun account from 600 to 1500, and I'll be adjusting my teaching level based on the level that you should be watching it from. So, in this first video, you're 600, I'm going to be teaching you how to get past the 600s, for example. So my teaching style will change at the 1400 level, and so I hope you can follow along. Without further ado, this is how to get past 600. Alright, so game number one. Now, the very important thing for these speedruns is that I'm not going to play like theory. Like, I'm not going to play like, oh, I'm playing into the Caro-Kann and I'm going to play the advanced Caro-Kann. Like, that will get there for as we get higher up. But I'm just going to play very principled moves. That's all. Because at 600, I don't want you to be learning openings. I'm just going to put, if they let you put 2 pawns in the center at 600, that's exactly what you should do. Alright, so our opponent goes here. And we want to learn, what is it attacking? It is attacking our pawn. Is our pawn defended? No, our pawn is not defended. So, you're going to, in these situations at 600, your pawn is being attacked. And you're going to think to yourself, can I defend this pawn? Not with a pawn. I don't want you to play a move like f3. I want you to think to yourself, can I develop one of my pieces to defend this pawn? And you can develop either this bishop here to defend the pawn, or the knight here to defend the pawn. And I'm just going to move this bishop here, because it gets us closer to castling. At 600, you want to castle as soon as you can. Alright, he captures, so, I mean, what do we put our bishop there? We castle. Or we capture back. Okay, their knight is jumping out, defending our bishop, and we want to think the exact same thing. Can we defend our pieces that's being attacked and develop one of our pieces at the same time? It's like a 2 for 1. 2 for 1. And we can. So we're going to develop our knight and defend our bishop at the same time. And if we get a chance, we are going to get this knight out, and then we are going to castle. Okay, so we got this bishop coming out. You're just going to think to yourself, what is it attacking? And at this level, you will always want to check, can I just capture this bishop for free? The answer here is absolutely no, because this knight is here defending. And so what I want you to do is, once again, this is a very tempting move. f3, kicking this bishop out and saving your queen. You can either move your queen, or can I solve this problem and develop one of my pieces at the same time? Absolutely I can. Just going to bring my knight out. Why not f3? That's a good question. Someone asked, why not f3? And we're not pushing f3 because these 3 pawns, these 3 pawns at below 1,000, like this, they are not going to move. The only one that's allowed to move is your h-pawn. Your g-pawn is allowed to move if you are going to fianchetto your bishop, but your h-pawn is the only one. This f-pawn is never allowed to move. Never. If you're under 1,000, never, man, never. Okay, so they have taken, and we can capture back with either the bishop or the queen, whichever. Since we haven't gotten our queen developed, I was thinking to capture with a queen, but our queen has a very important job of keeping this pawn guarded. And at this level, it's very important that you keep track of what's guarding your center pawns, which means I'm going to take back with a bishop. Because these center pawns are very often lost. If you're under 1,000, these center pawns are very often lost. Why not f3? I think f3 was the best move. I don't care. Even if f3 was the top computer move, at this level, you are going to solve your problems. You are going to solve your problems without pushing your f-pawn. Ever. Forever. Okay, we got queen here. What is it attacking? It's attacking this pawn. Important to see that it's not attacking this pawn anymore. We don't have to worry about this pawn being captured. You have to check, can we capture whatever just moved? Can we capture it? No. Okay, we're just going to castle. We're just going to castle. Very simple. Now, the last 2 moves to develop before we can get our rooks involved is this bishop and queen. So these next 2 moves, we are going to try and get out our bishop and queen. Okay, we got e5. It's attacking our pawn. Now, our pawn is defended by the queen. When we see what is being attacked, we also ask, can we attack this right back? And yes, we can. So if we take this right back, their queen is defending, and their queen has to come right here. And then, when their queen ends up on this square, now usually I'm not going to do too many tactics like this. Usually I'm not going to do so many tactics in these speedruns. But it's very important that after we capture and the queen comes here at this level, you have to be able to recognize when a queen and king are on the same file. We need to be able to attack it. Yeah, people are saying rook e1. Exactly. We will be playing rook e1, attacking the queen. The queen is absolute pinned to the king, which means it cannot move even if it wanted to. Now, the real important part here is that this is only possible because we castled early and our opponent didn't. So that's the important part here. That's the very important part. We need to castle early and take advantage of when our opponent doesn't. Okay, they jumped their knight in. You need to be able to see what it's attacking. It's attacking our knight. It's attacking this pawn. But more importantly, it's getting in the way of us attacking their queen. Now, as we check what is this attacking, we also check, can we take it? Now, if we take with the knight, then their queen can run away. And here, we wanted to attack the queen with our rook to pin it to the king. So, even though we can capture with the bishop and the knight, we still want our absolute pin on the queen, of course. So we want to take, and then with our rook here, that's the only correct answer here. Our only correct answer is taking with a rook. We're still attacking the queen, which is still pinned to the king. Okay, so they move their queen back, which is totally normal. Of course, we are going to take their queen. They move their queen back so that when we take, they have something to capture back with. All right, now you are up material. Yay, we are up material, but you have not won the game yet. Don't get too excited. You have not, the job's not finished. Job's not finished. Okay, so we still need to develop our pieces. The easiest plan when you are up 7 points of material, when you are up a ton of material, is to make even trades. All right, which means that you will want to trade your minor pieces off whenever you get the chance. So, for example, I'm going to develop. Development is still as important when you're winning. I'm going to develop my piece, develop my bishop, and attack the knight. If they leave this knight here, I'm just not even going to think. I'm just going to take it. Even trade. Even trade. All right, this knight is coming out. Hey, man, I wanted to capture you. Okay, the knight's coming out. Our queen is attacking it. Important to see that this king is defending it. Now, very cool feature is that if they castle, nothing will be defending this knight anymore. But we need all of our pieces out. We do need all of our pieces out. So I'm going to move my queen up. I'm going to move our queen up to one of these two squares. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to move my queen here. Now, this bishop is pinned to the king, so the bishop cannot move. And when a piece is pinned, this is when you are going to learn, if you're maybe around 800, 600, this is when you are going to learn PP on the PP. When you see a pinned piece, that's one of the PPs, you are going to put pressure on it. You're going to PP on the PP, put pressure on the pinned piece. We have one piece attacking it. What are some other ways we can put pressure on this pinned piece? There are two ways. Yes, with the rook and bishop. Yes. Yeah, this bishop can go to d6. Important that this bishop cannot take it. This bishop cannot take it because it's pinned to the king. Or rook here. Let's just develop our last piece. Let's just develop one more piece and put pressure on this pinned piece even more. Okay. So we go here. Now it's very important not to see, oh, my bishop's in danger. Let me run it away. Let me run. Now, we had a threat. We had a threat. we can now cash in on our bishop. And it just so happens to be the kiss of death checkmate. Yeah, when we take this, this will be checkmate. Kiss of death. All right, good game. Okay, now that game was pretty fast, but I want to show you why it was pretty fast. So the reason why, if we go back to the critical moment here of, first of all, winning the queen, and then the second critical moment is having our queen here and giving this checkmate. So these are like the main two things. Now, the main reason why any of these things were possible, the checkmate, winning the queen so fast, is because this king was in the middle of the board. This king was in the middle of the board on move 15. This should never happen if you're at the 600 level. You want to castle, get your king out of the middle, castle your king as soon as you can. So the main reason we were able to win this game is because this king was in the middle. Okay, now, why didn't the opponent have time to castle their king? They chose, let's go back here, they chose to develop this bishop, which does not help them castle soon. And they chose to develop this queen, which doesn't help them get castled soon. Instead of this bishop move and the queen move, I would have liked to see e6, get this bishop out and castle. Okay, so that's very important at this level, that you want to castle as soon as possible. And the reason, the second main takeaway, is the fact that we had our pieces, we had so many pieces out because we were trying to solve our problems. We were trying to solve our problems. Our bishop's in danger. We were solving our problems by bringing out other pieces. That's the other important part. We brought out our knight to solve the problem. We brought out, we had to solve this problem. We brought out our other knight to solve this problem. And so after captures and captures, then we can castle on move 8. They are 1, 2, 3 moves away from castling, and we've castled already. We've castled already. So that's why when they try to, well, this was their worst move of the whole game, actually. This is what lost them the game, this e5 move. And this will be in the more intermediate type, but bonus tip for when you get there, if your king is not castled yet, do not give your opponent, do not open the middle of the board, which means do not give your opponent a chance to make the pawns in the middle of the board disappear. When the pawns in the middle of the board are disappearing, are getting captured and leaving the board, this means that your king is still in the center. That means these files are opened up directly to your king, which is why, first of all, he didn't castle, and second of all, even more important, he opened up his king. He opened up his king before it was castled. So these are the main two takeaways. I think it's important that we do like the takeaway after the game sort of thing, so that you can really hammer home like why I won the game or why it happened so fast. So, okay, see you in the next video.